Well, hello. Haven't done a video for a while and thought today was a perfect day to do that. And we were at the beach and just kind of enjoying it. But the thing is it got a little bit strange when we got to the beach this time. And I just wanted to share that with you and maybe try to encourage you a little bit with it and just give you a little bit of history on it. Came to the beach in June and I decided to go to church. No one else wanted to go to church with me, so I went to church and just walked in, sat down in the front row. But I should say I was going to go to a different church and ended up not going to church there, but ended up at a different place than I had intended. But when I walked in, I sat down on the front row and I was sitting there, and this lady walked up beside me and she wanted to know if she could sit beside me, and I said, sure. And I said, well, I'm not sitting in your seat, am I? And she said, no. And I said, well, whose seat's this? And she said, well, normally it's my fiance's, but he's working today and he's not here. So we got the chance to sit there and have a little bit of a lengthy conversation after church and got to kind of introduce each other a little bit and kind of became Facebook friends through all that. And she's started following the Few Minutes with Jesus channel and some different things, and just kind of Facebook friends. Well, things been a little hectic at work and some different things and some stresses, and so we decided that we were just going to take a vacation, and we looked at some different options and said, well, let's take a cruise, or maybe let's go here, let's go there. And so we decided that this weekend was about the only weekend we had free, so we said, well, let's just end up going back to Surfside Beach. So we pulled in yesterday morning and we were just waiting for the sun to come up, and I posted a picture on Facebook and said, waiting for the sun to come up. Well, it was about that time she got back to me and she said, are you at the beach? And I said, yeah, we just pulled in. She said, well, I'm getting married tomorrow and I want you to come to the wedding. Well, not only come to the wedding, but she said at the wedding, she said, they're going to pray over us. And she said, I want you to pray over us if you would. So I was like, well, this is kind of strange. I mean, I've met this woman one time and we, not real close friends, but man, there's just a lot of things that I ended up at a church someplace that I didn't intend on going. I sat there. No one ended up going to church with me. And had they gone to church with me, she would have never sat down beside me. And, we had a conversation that normally we wouldn't have had. And so whenever the wedding rolled around and she asked me to come, I'm like, I didn't even plan on being at the beach this weekend. And so for everything to kind of work out the way it was, I thought, okay. So my lovely wife, who was very skeptical about why do we want to go to a wedding when we can spend a day on the beach, and I said, there's just something about this. I don't know what it is, but I just need to go. So as we went to the wedding today and we're sitting there and I started thinking about everything that happened, I thought, last time we were here, she left and I left, and I was kicking myself because I thought, she's getting married and I should have prayed over her and prayed over the marriage. And so everything just kind of works out. God puts things together whether you think he will or not. And so we went to the wedding and we're sitting in the wedding, and the pastor said we're going to have a time of prayer and we would like for individuals to come up and pray with them. So I got the opportunity to go up and pray with both of them, and when I walked up, I looked at them, and I had never met her fiance before, and I walked up there and I said, I don't even really know why I'm here. And he looked at me and he said, I do. And so got the opportunity to pray over them and bless the union, and and I know God wanted their union blessed, and he had the purpose of me coming here to do it. So it was just kind of a really strange time. How many times do you go to the beach and end up having to go to a wedding that you had no intention of going in the first place? But when I talked to her afterwards, she said, when we were getting married and we were talking about having the people pray over us, she said, I wanted to invite you to have you do it. And she said, but I knew you would never come. And she's probably right. I probably wouldn't have made the trip down here just for that. But God had other intentions and brought us here the way he did so that we could bless that union. And so, I just look at things and look at the way God works things out. And so don't always think that you're lost or that things can't work out the way that they should, because God will work them out in a way that you'd never even think about. Because like I said, we hadn't intended on coming to the beach and going to a wedding, and he had started working this out back in June, you know what I mean? Here it is now, clear the end of September, but he had it all planned out and worked out. So don't ever guess his timing, his planning, or anything else that goes on in that way. And, you know, when we get off here today, we have to say, you know, great blessings out to Kelly and Richard, and, you know, may your wedding be blessed, and just know that God has a part in it, and know that God has a part in your life too, because he has blessings that you weren't even aware of yet. So, you know, he brings us into people's lives for reasons that we don't understand, but just know that he loves you. He's blessing you every day. So, you know, trust him and know that he loves you, and so do I. So be blessed today, my friends, and hopefully maybe my story will help encourage you a little bit today, and just know you're loved. See you later.